to the wise and wise to the foolish. So.
Well, I think it can be simplistic to the wise who are looking for a lot deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And they may be the wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Again, if we take the center of God is all-knowing, what would evil look like? If we're building our system on a center of an all-knowing.
That's a hard...
The antithesis of knowledge is what you're looking for, correct?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
It's hard to even verbalize that with so much today visualizing what
Mhm.
evil is,
Mm-hmm.
that it definitely has an impression on you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard
Yeah,
to
it's
really...
easy to see the manifestation of evil in the world around us, but to define it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can be like the Supreme Court justice and say, I don't know what pornography is, but I know when I see it. You know, I can't define it, but I know it when I
I
see
know
it.
when I see it. Yeah.
But and you could easily do that with evil. That I can't define it, but I know the manifestations when I see it. But then, what are the signs of the manifestation of evil? Is it the outcome? Because there are actions that have the same outcome, that one we call evil and one we don't.
Yeah, it moves out.
Is it suffering inflicted? Well, some of the actions that we call good inflict suffering. Look at chemotherapy as an example.
Love.
Love. Is it violence? Well, my friends who are biologists say, leave nature alone, you get violence. Interfere with nature, you get violence. That violence is the constant. So
If it's abused,
mm,
you know, it's like the earth today.
mhm.
Yeah. What's happening? Darwin would flip over in his grave today, seeing how we poke holes. We have that incredible city of manufacturing mass
Mhm.
that they, I guess, finally let that occur. I was listening to a discussion about that on one of the programs on television, and they were studying mass,
Mhm.
which to me is kind of part of God too.
Mhm.
You know, they were messing with God.
Oh, the God particle. Yeah.
You know?
They're looking for the God particle.
And
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they wanted to get beyond what our concept of mass is, and they built this incredible machinery
Sure.
in the earth.
Right, right,
You know,
right.
and this, I guess, occurred just a few weeks ago when
Mhm.
they blasted it to see if anything happened.
Mhm.
And there was a physicist
Well, I know they
on...
started, I didn't know that they
Yeah.
actually collide.
Nothing
It's like-
was
it's
heard,
like-
because
it's like a
it was
super
on
collider.
Yeah.
Rose's television program, and had the physicist that was
Mhm.
really managing this,
Mhm.
and they were going to perform this experiment within 24 or 48 hours from that
Mhm.
program. So
Mhm.
I was waiting, bated breath, to see like what was happening, and
Well,
nothing was said.
The world obviously didn't come to an end.
But we had the
Well, some people
earthquake,
predicted.
or we had the volcano eruption. I mean, shortly
Mhm.
after that happened. And I don't know if that's all part of it. But anyway, you know,
It's interesting.
what is evil?
What is
You know?
evil? Is evil attempting to claim more knowledge than we should have?
Well, they always say knowledge is power, and when you
Mhm.
get into a power thing, that becomes evil in a lot of cases.
And if you look particularly at Old Testament theology, attempting to be like God is evil.
Mm-hmm.
So attempting to be knowledgeable is evil then?
So is that
God is all
arrogance?
knowledgeable.
Is that arrogance? That if God is all knowing and attempting to be like God is evil, then
Right.
then where's the
Oh
line?
boy.
So we're all safe.
Probably true.
So, but where is the line of arrogance of approaching
Mm-hmm.
approaching God? All right, well, let's move on to Christ and salvation. We have an all-knowing God. We have the Christ who is the personification of God. what can we say then about Christ?
It's got to be all-knowing too.
All-knowing too.
I still think he was put on earth to show us what evil is.
Hmm.
I mean, I can't get away from that thought
Say more.
that when I'm amongst people that almost purposely do something either psychologically or physically to harm someone,
Mm-hmm.
I reflect on Christ,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets me through those thoughts
Mhm.
because he was there. They did it to him. I mean, he had everything thrown at him
Mm-hmm.
to be as ruthless an individual if he wanted to be, but he didn't. He showed us that this is life,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what we have to do to make it a better place, which is understand each other.
Mhm.
And even though he didn't understand why God forsake him,
Mm-hmm.
he still left this world with people knowing that he loved us, and
Mhm.
that love is what overcame it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought. I mean, I think about that a lot
Mm-hmm.
when I see people just treat other people maliciously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that's my thought.
All right. It's a good thought. What do you think?
I've lost the question.
If God is all-knowing, what does that tell us about Christ? Or who is Christ in a system where God is all-knowing as the primary?
Well, I mean, you can go about various ways. You can say if God is all-knowing, Christ is a personification of God, then Christ is all-knowing. We've already said that.
Mm-hmm.
If God is all-knowing, then God knows that because of Christ, or if, by creating Christ, let's say, he not only fulfills all of the scriptures that he knows exist, but
Mhm.
also creates a path
Mhm.
to salvation,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that us mere mortals will
Mhm.
better understand that than
Mhm.
trying to understand God.
If God is all-knowing, is Christ then the perfect teacher?
Yeah, you could say that.
Would that be, if God is all-knowing and evil, we accept evil as the antithesis of all knowledge, then salvation must be finding knowledge, and Christ is a way to
There's a
show
way
us
find that.
to find all knowledge.